battery operated sawzalls, and then I got two to plug in. So,
All right, we're live.
good morning or evening.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Keto Show. I am obviously your host, Smoking Bears. I'm Lee. It's my buddy Rusty.
Rusty.
And hey, Rusty, how you doing?
All right, buddy.
Thank you for showing up.
No problem.
Keto Mike had his brother-in-law was coming home from the hospital today, so good prayers there. Prayers to Tom and the dude as their families are still dealing with life. So not sure what all is going on there, but y'all keep thinking about him. What's going on, Honey Badger? What's going on, Charlie? So
I'm glad you can see that. That writing's just too darn small.
Well, I don't have a 100-inch screen TV or a 70-inch, but I got a little. So you all can't see this, but right in front of us we have the laptop. Then above it we have a 20-inch screen TV. So that feeds up to that, and then the camera's on top of it. So with the writing's about yay big. So, but I've been busy the last couple days since Saturday. We've been working in the yard, getting stuff cleaned up, trying to get cleaned up from the comp, which it's been a chore, and I've been wore out. So I didn't have much planned. I just knew I had leftovers. So I'm gonna wing it, and Cub did the pulled pork pancakes Sunday.
Yeah.
So I've got a bunch of pulled pork left, and I thought, let's show the people something different. I don't know that I've ever seen it. Let's go barbecue omelet.
I know I've never put pulled pork in my omelets before. I've put all kinds of meat in there, but I've never done pulled pork.
So the idea is a pimento cheese and pulled pork inside of an omelet, topped with a little shake and maybe some sauce. I thought about coleslaw, but I thought that might be a little too much. And then have some. I got some keto bread for some toast, and I got that red pepper jelly. That's some good stuff. I know you like it.
I love it.
So, and the most important thing, what's going on, Stephen and Jacqueline? Most important thing is I'm going to break in. This is the BSR Century Series flat griddle. I believe a Kamal or whatever you want to call it. But it was never seasoned when I found it. And I ran through the light tank and ran through seasoning. So this is actually its maiden voyage ever.
The inaugural cook.
This is the first cook that this thing has ever had. So, had elk burgers. Ooh. Man, I had leftover pork chunks. So we did trimmings. And I brought the trimmings home. And I just threw them on the Blackstone yesterday and just cooked them up because they needed it. And that was lunch today. Yeah. So that's what I got going on. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but hey, it's all about trial and error around here. You know what I mean? As long as it's halfway edible.
Use what you got.
Wife's not here, so yeah. But that's what I got going on. Let's see. Pulled pork near everything. Burritos, omelets, pasta. You mentioned pasta. Cub was like, you got these red lentil pasta noodles. They're like rotini. I don't know.
Rotolini?
Whatever. R-O-T-I-N-E.
Rotini.
Rotini. R-I-N-I. Whatever. What's going on, Grumpus? I'm in a public place and have you all muted. All right, cool, man. Scotty, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, bud.
I forgot what I was saying. Imagine that.
Rotini duty.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so I was thinking it through, like presentation, right? Pulled pork's kind of red and burgundy. The noodles are red. The sauce would be red. I was like, it's just too much red. Wouldn't look right for presentation.
But would it taste good?
Probably.
That's all that matters.
I know. But then I had these palmini noodles I was going to cut up. Cinema 1000, what's going on, buddy? I went different ways with it. Rotini, the spirals, yep. And Darren from Fire and Water did some kangaroo burgers. Oh, okay.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, I have elk. I have ground elk in the freezer, and I have lamb. I don't have kangaroo.
Yeah, I've had elk and lamb, but I've never had kangaroo.
So, I don't know. What do you say we get this?
Get that with an ostrich burger that I still want.
Yeah, where are we at with that?
You know, and we were talking about that 2 weeks ago, I think. Talking about I can't remember who it was, but they were saying that Fuddruckers had ostrich at one time. And I actually, because of a service call, I had to run all the way down in the, where was it? I don't even remember. Greer area. But I stopped at a Fuddruckers and didn't even think about checking the menu for ostrich.
Huh. Okay.
But it was good to eat there again. I haven't had a Fuddruckers. It's been a long time since the one closed down up here in Matthews. Whenever I took care and I fixed all their computers and servers and all.
Yep.
And man, that's been closed down for years.
Did the BSR griddle have a tag on it? So what it had was, you can kind of still see it. There's a little dark spot.
The residue from the sticker
right there. But there was no sticker on it. And it was like bare metal. Like it looked like it hadn't been seasoned. Like it came from the factory like that. So that's what makes me think that it was,
never used.
Yeah, it was more gray than this color. Than grayish black or bronze. So I don't know. I really like my Lodge one, and so when I saw this, and it's a BSR, and I mean I've showed it before. Let me get a hot glove here because it's probably gonna get hot. Watch out, Bubba. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's the. Kind of see it. There it is. Stove griddle. And then up top it says made in the USA, but it's very faint. But if you look like right there is where the glue was. Oh, so anyway, what's been going on? So, like I said, we had we got this, what they're calling a macro burst. Yep. I had never heard the term. In my 46 years on this earth, I'd never heard that term macro burst. Oh, man. But anyway, that's what they're calling it. It wasn't a tornado. It was that. And for those that don't know, in my town, the south end of town here, we had a gust from 60 to 90 mile an hour winds, followed by hail that started out that big and grew up to softball size. Like our end of town, we had golf ball and some were baseball, more like tennis ball size. Mm-hmm. But the north end of the storm front, they got softball size up around the Cherry Park. Yep. So that was kind of like a crazy time, and it lasted, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, and done a lot of damage. I did a video, and what's up, Bat 13, our treasure home? How you doing? When I was outside, I shot a little video, and I said that I heard thunder before all the hail hit. Now that I'm thinking about it and I'm looking at the damage, because I was like, where'd this tree come from? That was a tree snapping, and they're that big around. So the tree snapping I thought was thunder. So I have two pieces, big pieces laying in the backyard. And looking, when I was walking with the inspector, the roofing guy, there's one that fell over here in the tree line that the kudzu, because that stuff's like vines.
Oh, yeah.
And it's dead kudzu, caught it and pulled it back in. Or else it would have went into the house.
Wow.
So, tons of blessings. What we got going on? Anything up here? Microwave. Is that... Oh, microverse. Man, my dyslexia. Woo. It was a
microburst. Is what it was. Macro. MACROBURST. Macroburst.
Plenty of hail up here. Sucks, dude. There was windshields that were splintered and peppered. It was nuts.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculously nuts. I don't even know where I want to start with this because it's not going to take long.
It's not. You definitely want to get the pulled pork heated up first. You don't want to put cold pork on top of the omelet. It won't get hot enough before the egg burns.
But the residual. So, but what's crazy is he's 3.5 miles down the road. You didn't get nothing.
Yeah. Where my house and my property is, we were probably about a mile away from the cone of damage. Because as I leave my driveway and head down towards his house, it takes me about a mile, and then we start seeing all the heavy, not logs and not branches, but it's like the pine cones and the pine needles and all littering. And then the closer and closer I get to his house is when you see the bigger branches and then the trees and everything else. So we just got really lucky this time. We were just right outside of the cone of damage. But back in 2011, we had another hailstorm like this go through, and that one I wasn't so lucky. That one did get us. We had a lot of damage on that one.
So I'm going to put a little bit of comp pig in here because we have just a bit left over.
You want 2 or 3 egg on that?
Make it a 2, please. And there's a little bit of water put it there, a little bit. So how's everybody else doing? Free firewood? We're in the land of the pines, my friend. So no, it'll be outside fire, but it won't be cooking wood.
Campfire wood.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what we're going to do. What's going on, Mojo? That's pretty much what we're going to do. I was kind of teasing with him. I said, I might have to have a barbecue cleanup. So I'll start the cooker. We'll go out in the backyard, get it all cleaned up and chopped up, and y'all don't eat until we're cleaned up, and then we'll start a bonfire. Yeah, not for cooking. Yep.
If you don't want to do a burn on the ground out there, I can bring my fire pit up.
I got a little fire pit.
Oh, awesome.
So I've got the bottom part of a Weber kettle out there that I use as a fire pit. So I don't know if you remember last year, I cleaned up out back underneath all the pine trees and stuff, and I ended up burning all that. And when we trimmed all the trees and stuff, I ended up burning all that in that little Weber kettle. So, and my neighbor, he's the head of HOA right next door, and I told him, stick it back there. We'll burn it. And he just kind of said, okay, like I'm not going to be around. So, yeah, I think that might be the plan, is pull up because we're going to be out of town this weekend. Coven's going to be around. She was talking about she's going to do the Sunday morning thing. So I don't know for sure, but what she's planning. But anyway, so Where we at? Skinner Farms. What's going on now, everybody? How you doing? Doing okay. Comparison to most people. Well, that's great. That's great. 71,000. I'm hoping everybody's great, man, because I had a ton of blessings over the weekend, and I'm still in. I'd almost call it like a blessing hangover. Like, I don't know if you ever had that where you're just like, you wake up and you're like, damn, that was a great weekend. Like, from Thursday, last Wednesday to today, it's just been wow. So, I don't know. Have you had that?
Oh yeah, I've had that happen several times in my life.
Now, James Honey Badger had asked if you slept, if the storm woke you up, because he knew you was going to be sleeping.
No, after being up for 37 hours, whenever I went to bed, the only thing that woke me up, my wife called me when the hail started, because it had just started and a few pieces had hit her car, and she called me because she was pulling up into a parking lot to bring dinner home, and she called me. She said, "It sounds like somebody's throwing rocks at my car, but I don't see anyone." And she said, "No, two of them hit her on the top roof of the car," and she said it was really, really loud. And she said she was getting scared. And I said, "Well, where are you?" And she told me. I said, "Well, just get out and go into the restaurant." And so she got out. By the time she got into the restaurant, she turned around and she had seen all the ice pellets and the hail and everything hitting around. And she realized what was going on. And then she called me and let me know what was going on. I just said, "Oh, okay," and I was back to sleep instantly. Then my brother called me. Hey man, you wouldn't believe it, because my brother has a really fancy Mustang that he puts in car shows and everything else, and it got beat all to hell, and the windshield
got beat off to hail by the hail.
And that's what he put on Facebook with the pictures and the video. My car just got beat all to hell, HAIL.
Yeah.
But then I hung up from him, laid back down, instantly fell back asleep. And then he called me and woke me up to tell me what was going on.
But I called him and he answers the phone and I said, "Are you seriously asleep?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Dude, I just got back from being outside in all this." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Like, dude, never mind.
Yeah, but I was dead to I slept for 14 hours.
I don't think I might have by now. I've hit 14 hours. But, oops. Yeah, go ahead and drop those in there. So, I got this pimento cheese.
And it had palmetto cheese.
It is palmetto.
It's palmetto cheese.
But it is pimento cheese. It's the Palmetto brand. They're out of Pawleys Island in South Carolina. So if y'all are looking at pimento cheese, that's the one to get.
It's very good.
And it's very close to the one that I make. That's another reason why I really like it. A little more comp pig. I really like this stuff.
Judges do too.
Yep. I did get my message sent to Uncle Steve.
Okay.
So when the storm was hitting, we had the lights flicker about 6 times, and I was like, all right, well, my phone battery's at 4%, so let me go charge it. And then when I went to go plug it in, I looked out the window, and that's where I saw this tree in the backyard. Where the hell did this tree come from? And anyway, so I was in the middle of sending Steve a message on Messenger. Well, then the phone dies, and I'm out doing my redneck civil duty and cleaning up the neighborhood. And when I come back, the message wasn't there. But then when I went to write it yesterday, oops, someone over here. When I went to write it again yesterday, I found it. It had saved, and so it was under his name. It just wasn't under the upper part. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It wasn't in the saved drafts up at the top. So anyway, I found it and it was good. So, oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oops. Little stick. This is her first cook, Rusty. What do you think?
It's coming off pretty good.
This is her first cook. Got a little stick. I'm not very good at omelet making. This one's a bit big. Okay, well. But, let me show you. I mean, this is like 10 minutes in. We're like done. So, oh, wait. I gotta do it. Let me show you what I was going to do. Now, pretty slick, huh? You want one?
Nah, I just give me a little bit of bread toasted up, and I'll just make me a barbecue sandwich.
All right. Well, that's the next thing is cooking the bread. Put some spray butter down. Ooh. So that's been what's going on. Your wife had sent me a message saying she found some videos where some of us were being tagged in, or where we were being seen.
Yeah, I got a picture of you cutting up trees.
But I couldn't find it, so. But I'm telling you, man, I put that sign up. Y'all don't know. Regular lentils, not lentil pasta, is great for pulled pork. Whoa, I missed everything. Hold on. Great comparison to my friends. On the downside, I have. Come on, Charlie, man, you hurt my feelings. You can come over and help clean up the backyard and have some barbecue. I got both of my friends coming over. Rusty and Brian don't know it yet.
You can use one of my saws.
Yeah, we're. I don't have a chainsaw, so we're just going to use sawzalls.
Demo blades.
Why don't Bears friends and family ever talk to regulars in the chat? Huh? Nobody talks to you, Charlie? I'm sorry. You don't talk to Charlie?
I don't think I do.
Oh, man. Debatable. Regular lentils, not lentil pasta, is great for pulled pork. I've only had lentils a couple times. I've done them in this pasta, this rettini or whatever. Woman Outdoors, what's going on? Only omelets I'll make are frittatas. You know, I don't know the difference between so what is the difference? A frittata is what, like a pie? So would that be?
It's like it's like an egg dish, but it's not an omelet.
No, not an omelet, but it would be more like a quiche.
A little souffle or a little quiche or something like that.
So there you go. What's the difference between a frittata and a quiche? Milk or a pie crust?
Don't know.
Anybody know? Give lentils a chance. Are really good. Sorry. So I did a one lentil dish. It was let me think. Jacob stew. I did Jacob stew, and that was with red lentils. And red lentils are kind of hard to find because there's green lentils, but then what's ironic is the red lentils, once they're cooked, they turn green. So, differences frittata is an open-faced omelet. Okay. Because I always hear that, well, I make a frittata. And I'm like, if you put it in a pie crust, it's a quiche, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, quiche has a crust. Okay. So there we go. Quiche even, not quiche. Oh, anyway. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll probably do it. Cubs got something planned this weekend. I don't know what it is. But the schools here at the south end of town have been on e-learning, and they went on a 2-hour delay today.
Yep. Back to normal tomorrow.
Yep. I was out here working today when they went to school. Yeah, they ain't quite ready yet. They're getting there. But that's what's going on here. Keto Mike's brother-in-law was coming home from the hospital, so happy thoughts there. Oh, frittata is also baked, huh? Okay. Frittatas are baked. Good to know. So if I baked it on the Weber, would that be a grilled frittata or would that be something else? Red and yellow lentils tend to break down. Green and brown maintain their shape. Yes. Okay. I know the red ones kept their shape, but some of it did turn to mush, like the leftovers. You remember when I made that stew? The leftovers were really good, but some kept their shape and some turned to like mush. Right. But yeah. So, what's new in your world, buddy?
Nothing. Today I had a very lazy day. I didn't have a single service call. So my butt stayed at home all day long. Did absolutely nothing. I kept looking at the clock on my computer saying, I wonder if Lee's still cleaning up stuff in his yard, if he needs any help. And I said, I wonder if he went on his run this morning.
I took a break today and I watched some of Scotty's videos. If y'all haven't checked out Scotty's backyard barbecue, he's got that Oklahoma gravity feed thing, and that dude's a beast. I like that. And he did an old 1970-ish style Weber backyard cook chicken. You know, back when, I don't know, my parents didn't, but my uncle had a Weber, and they just threw the charcoal in a pile, doused it, and I mean, it looked like half a bottle of lighter fluid in it, and then he lit it, but I know my uncles used to just strike the match and drop it, and then it would burn, but so I watched his chicken video, and that was pretty cool. That brought back some memories. Most of what I had growing up was a gas grill. My dad had a gas grill, but he didn't really cook. So
we had a charcoal grill and we had an electric smoker. And my dad was always on the grill and my mama always did the smoker. But I do remember the big pile of charcoal, the bottle of lighter fluid, and the smell. Oh, I can still taste that smell.
So what does Rusty's job involve? I know he works with a POS system, like piece of
point of sale.
I know.
Okay.
Most
of them are POS.
In the redneck world, when we hear POS, it's when you're buying a new car.
What my job entails, I maintain all the computers, the registers, scanners, scales, self-checkouts, routers, switches, all that wireless access point. I do all of the IT work for major grocery stores and retail. My biggest customer right now is probably Target. I go in and maintain all of their registers, and the self checkout. You look up, there's a little camera watching everything you do, don't think that you're getting away with not scanning your stuff at the self checkout. They might not stop you, but they do know if you don't scan something. But that's what I do. I just maintain all the IT stuff.
I always like to see if they're really paying attention, and I'll have two of the same thing, and I'll scan one and throw one in the bag, then scan another one. You know, if I got two of the same thing, just see if they'll stop me.
Mm-hmm.
But then the fellow always at Walmart's the worst one. Always, can I check your receipt? I'm like, dude, if you want to check, make sure I wasn't stealing shit, you should have scanned me out. Stealing stuff, sorry. Strike one, I'll have to put a quarter in the jar. How are we going to doctor this stuff, you think? A little sauce on it? Well, my bread's not ready yet.
No, you're not quite.
Not quite. Let's put a little bit of sauce with no name.
What do you call that?
The sauce? I call it darn good. But put a little bit of that on there. Dust it. And it's not quite done yet because we're going to add the toast to it. Never did open this. This is just partially to give it a little bit of color.
You know what? We could put some of this pepper jelly in here on the skillet, let it melt down, and then drizzle it over across the top for a little glaze over your eggs.
Well, that's what the sauce with no names for.
I'm just saying you could. Just another use. That's all.
I'm going to put the jelly on the toast.
Oh, yeah.
So, I still got to edit the comp video. Let's see. The charcoal chicken. Yeah, dude, that brought back some memories, man. And you know, I didn't start using charcoal myself until about 2012 when I started with the drums. Cooking in the drums was my first experience with charcoal and learning how to run a charcoal. And after about two years or so, then I got a Weber kettle, and then that's it. I've got a gasser that we won that I hardly ever use. Cub's like, we need to break that out. Just sausage. Oh, you playing with the neighborhood dogs again, huh, Charlie? I don't like those self-checkout links. No.
I like them if I've only got 10 or 12 items. I mean, they're just very, very convenient. But if I have a whole load of groceries, I don't want to go do that. I'm going to go through a line.
It depends. It all depends. I mean, because there's only like 2 checkouts open. But I did read where certain Walmarts were getting away with or doing away with the self-checkout. Not anywhere close to us.
In the high crime areas, there's so much theft going on that they are eliminating the self-checkouts because of the theft.
Yeah. Ain't nowhere near us. Which is good, but it's also bad.
And we see. I know that some places in California and some places in I can't even remember where the other one was, but I've seen the notifications and stuff through the email changing to our message boards at work that they are actually being done away with, and it's just because of the high crime. Because we've got tickets already generated for us to go in and actually remove the systems. But I think that the self-checkouts, people always complain and saying they're taking people's jobs, they're eliminating jobs. They're not. I mean, they're creating different jobs.
What's bad is there's more people, more employees with carts filling the e-pickups,
right,
or whatever, than there are stockers. So you're going through and you're like, I can't find what I'm looking for because the shelf's empty, because you got all these people doing filling the e-carts.
The online shopping.
The online shop. So that's, for me, is frustrating because I know they got it. It's just, so then you get into that supply and demand chain stuff, right, and what's going on. And then they blame it on the chain, and it's not. It's the people that, you know, they're just, I don't know. What all you want on that, Bubba? You want some sauce and shake and cheese?
Just some sauce.
This is the only sauce I recommend for my pulled pork. Otherwise, I tell them you don't need no dang sauce. I am going to put a little shake on there just because. Just because you didn't ask for it. Well, this skill is working pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I touched the edge. All right. Spray her down again.
Ooh.
It's a little warm, ain't you?
Just a little. Is that our popcorn butter?
Yep. So for those of you who probably didn't hear, we did some Uncle Steve's shake on some butter, popcorn, buttered popcorn. And that went over pretty well. So if y'all ain't never tried it, try it out. Let's see. Doing childhood burger side. Ooh, that'd be good. Storage needs, stalkers. Yep, just as much as they need oil costs, but that's true. We got to the point where the only reason why we go to Walmart is because if I'm looking for something special. If I'm looking for charcoal, I'll go there. I've been using that cowboy lump. It's the same as Royal Oak. I mean, it's really the same, but it's a few bucks cheaper. But that's about the only real reason why I go to Walmart. Unless there's something I know that's there.
Yeah, my insurance company, you know, whenever we changed insurance this year, they made us switch from the Walmart pharmacy where we've been going for years to the CVS. And we chose the CVS that's in the Target because, you know, we're always going down that way anyway. And so I haven't been to Walmart but probably 3 or 4 times this whole year so far because I don't have no reason to go there anymore since I don't pick up my medication.
Yeah, Scotty's going to do burgers, the old hockey pucks. You remember nobody ever had a thermometer. We didn't know what those were until I started barbecuing and trying to do a brisket or pork loin. That's when I learned what a thermometer was. But burgers, you went out steaks, you went off feel. Chicken, we did chicken by feel, and if it was black, charcoal. What?
So growing up, the only thermometer that we had the round dial thermometers. We didn't have the digital ones when I was growing up, and that's what Mama taught us how to cook with. We had that thermometer, and that's what we would use. And those things would always be out of calibration. And it wasn't until I got into restaurant management that I learned that you could even change the calibration and correct those things.
Yeah.
Didn't realize there was a nut on the back or nothing. That was all done in restaurant management.
Yeah, the breadcrumbs and eggs, so it was kind of like a meatloaf.
She gone, sir?
Yeah.
How are you? I'm sorry.
You don't face it up. We got a show. Come on now.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Come
I didn't
on.
know she was gone.
Yeah, she did that for the friend.
Oh,
He'll never know.
Come on now, girl. Neighborhood duties. But So where were we at? The burgers, like kind of like a meatloaf type burger. And that's one thing I've got to really work on is my meatloaf because I am terrible at meatloaf. You do burn one?
No, whenever I went to flip it, that little lip that's up there, I didn't get underneath it enough. And I pushed it off the side and I went through there. I picked it up. I blew it off. And I said, he'll never know. And I put it on the grill. I said, no, let's give him another piece.
Yeah, it'll be in the comments. Somebody will say, Mr. Restaurant experience for 60 years, just threw it on the floor and stuck it back on there like you didn't know. I get them on the when you blow your nose.
Yeah.
And then you don't use the wipes or anything.
I don't touch anything.
They're like, he just blew his nose. I'm like, I didn't see it. Our viewers, they catch a lot of stuff.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I catch it too.
But anyway, yeah. So the old burgers, man. I thought about doing burgers where you got the ground beef. Ooh, hear that crunch? Where you got the ground beef, and then we always I don't know why Mom always got the big logs, and then we would break it down into 1 pound things, and she would just wrap them in saran wrap, and that was it.
That's the way my mama did.
You just rolled it up in plastic wrap, stuck it in the freezer. Freezer burn or not, we made burgers or meatloaf out of it all the time. Every Saturday morning. I try not to. I mean, there's a couple times, like if I'm really wanting to walk around, I'll go. And I'll just walk every aisle and not really pick anything up. The barbecue stuff never changes.
Right.
But we have 3 of them really close to us. One just flat out's not good. And then the other 2 kind of changed up a bit, but it all depends on what I'm getting and how much I want to spend. Thermometer, what in tarnation's that? You know, it took me, it wasn't until pork loin and chicken when I started barbecuing that I was like, I need to get one. And then I got the cheapies and I learned the hard way.
Right.
You get what you pay for. I learned that the hard way. And fortunately, Chef's Temp sent me one a couple years ago and it still works fantastic. Rusty, no. Oh, see, Scotty's watching.
I wouldn't do that to him.
Block parties with frozen beef patties. So I was at the store today, and they had these. You remember you get those frozen burgers, and they're so thin, they're like smash burgers, but they fall apart as soon as they get cooked. Like they don't hold up for nothing. And I was like, I'm not getting those. 5-second rule. Yeah, that's the Miss Victoria rule. He caught me talking while. See, 5-second rule. They're watching you, Rusty. Plus, there's video evidence. The beef cheeks. I saw some over at Sam's Club. I'll go to Sam's now. Sam's, but it's so hard to buy anything there, like meat-wise, because I mean, everything's $10 and up, right? Everything. So every item you put in is $10 or $15 every item. And then you go to the meat section and it's, I mean, chicken, you're spending $25 for a good thing. Pork, forget it. Brisket, I mean, they got some good deals on brisket now, but it's just outside of my budget when I'm going in there, knowing I got to get like, I get the big flat of Coke Zero or Gatorade Zero, and knowing I'm getting one of those, plus, you know, if they have the brisket dip, which was awesome, you know, or something like that, it's just blows your budget.
It does.
Fortunately, though, we get the toilet paper and the paper towels just like everybody else. I mean, just about every cart has both those items or one of those items in it. And
$20 each.
Yeah, $25, and they'll last for months. I mean, I probably buy paper towels every almost 3 months, 2 months.
Yeah, they probably last us about 2 months. Also.
Yeah. Beef cheeks, pain in the neck though. It's a lot of trimming. Yeah. I am waiting for. I need to get a hat made that says, or a shirt that says, "Make oxtails $1.99 or 99 cents again." Make oxtails 99 cents again. It is out freaking rageous for oxtails. I want to get riled up about it because
And they don't even use real ox.
no, it's cow tails. But still, like my wife, she was like, "What is an oxtail?" Because she was thinking like the big blue ox. You know, remember the old it's not a fairy tale, but the old tale about the
Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan and his ox, and that's what she was thinking, oxtail. And I said, no. She goes, because if it's a cow tail, those are those candies. That's that chewy
chocolate vanilla,
yeah, whatever.
vanilla candies.
And I was like, oh my gosh. But I mean, it's $30 for 4 pounds. That's crazy. And I'm like, all my recipes are 5 pounds and up, so
right.
I'm in way too much for.
See, that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
The
old fish spatula.
having to get the roast and stuff for us whenever we do our. My wife the whole family loves the crock pot roast with the potatoes and carrots and onions.
Yeah.
Tossed in. And whenever you go to, I mean, I got to get a 5 pound roast, for my whole family, and they're freaking $36, $38 now.
Yeah. Now sometimes Food Line will have them marked down or whatever,
and that's the only time I get them.
But it is just. Oh, maybe the wife is home. Here's
I heard a door close out there. I thought I had to go move my car for a minute, but nobody hollered at me.
Yeah, so I thought she was going. She was out with her friend doing something, so they might be home. Mm-hmm. But anyway. Hey, we're doing pretty good at time. Look at that.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
We can stretch this out pretty good, can't we? We're getting good at stretching out straight up eggs and stuff, huh? All right.
What are you doing? You can't use a knife on cast iron. You'll scratch the seasoning.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't know. There's so many people so many videos out there on what to do with cast iron. And this one guy I watch, he's up in Canada, and he's a van life guy, right? And he was giving advice on his cast iron skillet, like what he does with it. And he's like, it's a Lodge, it's 10-inch. I'm like, yeah, sweet. He goes, I took sandpaper, rubbed it down, got it smooth, then re-seasoned it. And I was like, hold on a minute. It's not that it's bad. You can do it. You don't want to get it down to you don't want to get it down to where you're grinding into it, right? You just put it on there and lightly go over, kind of like you want the pressure less than what you would use to wipe a baby's butt. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
That's the kind of pressure you want to put on with a 80 grit sandpaper or 120 or 220, whatever, on a skillet. That's the kind of pressure less than what you would use to wipe a baby's butt. And you just want to knock down the high spots. You don't want to grind it. You don't want to get down to bare metal and shiny.
Ken Rollins gets down there with a grinder and a sanding wheel.
I know, and that's...
He knows a little bit about a cast iron.
Yes, and he also recommends that you throw it in a fire and burn everything off. The downside with that is the inconsistency in the heat. So you could have one end hotter than the other.
You could.
So, cut the tongue off. Ooh, yeah. Pay did. I will say lingua. Pay did. She did get one, and we did it, and it wasn't bad. It was the whole process of cleaning it, because you have to poach it, pull it out, slit the tongue, pull all that fat membrane off of it, then you cook it, and then you slice it up. And that was good. That part was good. But the whole process
The
of
preparation.
I'm holding this cow's tongue, and I grew up around cows. So when I'm looking at this, and I'm like, and I'm picturing that thing trying to lick up, and yeah, and I'm like, "Ooh." I've seen what they eat. Buy the Gatorade powder. Ooh, I hadn't thought about that. That might be cheaper than buying the bottles because, like the other day, I came in and I went through 4 bottles sitting here trying to catch my breath after we were outside walking and cleaning up. Oxtails are expensive there too. Shh. I'm telling you, man, everybody's bitching about how the price of brisket's up through the roof and the cost of everything's up through the roof. And you get to something like throwaway meat, like the tail, man, come on.
Like chicken wings. Wings used to be the throwaway meat for the chicken.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, buffalo wings started becoming popular, and now it's just
Yeah.
as much as breast.
Yeah, it used to be just for the Super Bowl or March Madness, that kind of stuff. They would go up in price, but now, I mean, as soon as week before football season, it's up there. Gas 99 cents. We ain't gonna see that, brother.
Oh man, never.
I'd like to see it, but everything else would be cheaper. Buddy, that'd be nice. But you know what's crazy? And I've been saying this for years. Working in a factory, we were American made, right? Before all that was popular again. We were an American company. We built refrigerators for campers and RVs. But we would be shut down if the boat from overseas got delayed. One major component didn't come in on the boat and was delayed, our line didn't run. So that's where the term assembled in America was kind of it. But I ain't gonna get on that. That's a whole pet peeve. That I mean, it's cheaper to have something manufactured, shipped by boat, trucked over. You think about how many hands have touched this one package before it hits your shelf or your doorstep.
Yeah. It's
cheaper to do that than it is to have it in the States. Sad thing. Simply no on that. On which one? 99 cents a gallon. Our treasure home, how you doing? I think I said hi to you earlier. Whoa, I missed everything. Let's see. Uncle Steve, what's going on, buddy? Man, you just check this out. What is that you say? Pulled pork omelet with cotton pig shake and sauce with no name. Check that out. I'll get a picture of that in a little bit. And then Rusty's just got a pulled pork sandwich with sauce with no name and cotton pig. I won't let him try it yet because we still got a few minutes. Tongue is fantastic. Daddy Dutch, what's going on, Kent? I'm like way behind. Ooh, man. Yeah, man. I'll say, Steve, we did I saved our little barbecue sign here. I sent you a picture. This was posted in front of our stand Friday night. And I had people taking pictures of your website right there. They were taking pictures of the bottles, and I told them if they wrote in smoking bears in the comments or drum doctors, you know, you'd send them an extra sticker or something. But they were like, oh, sweet. So Black Iowa, what's going on, buddy? That's a name we haven't seen in a while. Yeah, man, I was trying to think of something to do with this pulled pork, and we just whipped up a 2-egg omelet with some Uncle Steve stuff on it. We got some pepper jelly in this red pepper jelly. It's pricey. It's $8 for this thing.
But it's good.
I got 2 videos out of it, so 38 more videos using this, and I'll have it paid for. That's not why I do this stuff, though.
That's right.
So let me move this hot, beautiful. I tell you what, this iron worked pretty darn good. This was a first time this BSR griddle has ever been used. When I got it, it hadn't been seasoned, and man, that was the first cook. And we did eggs.
And they didn't stay.
Tell me you can't cook eggs on cast iron. I struggle. I do. Get a little snappy snap here. If I can find my phone. Don't tell my kids I lost it again. It's probably over. There it is. My kids always laugh because I lose my phone. They're like, Dad, you're such a redneck. You carry your pocket knife more than you do your cell phone. I'm like, well, hey. It happens, right? Oh, was that sexy or what? You can't see it.
I see it.
No, I meant the picture.
The picture actually looks better than the looking.
Oh no!
The lights and the colors and all were just more vivid.
Yeah. I got you. Let's cut into this omelet. So, and this has also got pimento cheese in it. Jalapeno pimento cheese. Wow. I just had it lick my finger from touching it. Man. You know, some days I impress myself. Today just happens to be one of those days. Holy crap. I'm not offended.
Well, that's good.
Like pulled pork, pimento cheese, sauce. Yeah. It doesn't even need hot sauce. I hear it's that good. All right. Let's see. What we got? Pulled pork. Yep, I have a flag. And in one of the pictures I sent you, if you look in the corners, you'll see it hanging up. There's like the barbecue sign or flag. And then yours is in the corner facing out so everybody can see it. Yeah. Cast iron's way to go. Black Iowa. I want to change this to the keto cast iron show because I that's all I use is cast iron. I break out the Blackstone every now and again. I got a Blackstone E series I'll break out every now and again. But what we found out though is I don't have enough electricity to pull the box fan, 2 lights, and the E series. So we're back to cast iron, and it's going to be hot come this summer.
Well, this summer we'll be doing a lot of stuff outside.
Hopefully,
yep. So hopefully have a little more air circulation.
Yep, I thought about doing this one outside, but I was just lazy because I've been busy doing stuff. Memento cheese. We don't put Mentos in them. Mentos. Oh. Well. Oh, I also did something the other day that in my 46 years on this earth, I've never done. So I went and did my F3 thing Monday morning. I came home and I shot that little video of everything going on outside. And then I started cleaning up. Like I had to literally rake the driveway. And then we started raking the road because of all the pine needles and all the debris and all that crap. And I called my buddy Brian and I said, hey, that offer for a blower still there? Because my neighbor had his out. And he was just, and I was like, never in my life have I thought I would need a blower, because where I come from, we don't do it.
Right.
You had the push mower, and you drove your mower, whatever, over the sidewalk. I still do that, but this is all pine cones, branches. It's big stuff. And he's just blowing away, and I was like, so my buddy said, "Yeah, I'll bring it over. I might have to give me one now. I just might." He said, "You're gonna find all kinds of ways to use it." You know what? I had the garage door open and the wind's blowing stuff in. I plugged it in here and blew the garage. So, hey, never too old to learn something new, I reckon, I guess. But Steve, if you're still in, we were thinking about making getting some stickers, get some more Uncle Steve stickers, and ones of all the flavors of your sauce or your rubs. So like just kind of like what's on your website,
Like the bottle labels.
like the labels, just of not all this stuff, but just this part, kind of like what's on your website, so we can put them up on our Drum Doctors placard or whatever you want to call it, and then that way we kind of got you out there. But I can shoot you a text later about it. So, all right. Well, we made this last an hour.
We sure did.
How the hell do you make eggs last an hour? Talk to us too.
If a few people don't know or haven't seen it yet.
Yep. So let me stand right here.
We are now an award-winning barbecue team.
So 71,000 gallon snowblower. Every time my dad talks about getting a snowblower, he doesn't get that much snow for the next like 3 or 4 years. And he's in Ohio. Just get a snowblower. Man, I'm in South Carolina, buddy. We would never. I'd be better off getting one of those wood chippers and just shoveling, and just like taking a hay fork and just shoveling it in there. Had to buy a blower some years back. Comes in handy. Yeah, that's what we used to do. We would, if you needed to, you swept it, or you just ran the mower over it. Mm-hmm. Anytime we blew grass, I was out in the country. Anytime we blew grass out on the country road, when you were done, before you put it away, you went back over the road and blew it back to the house. For motorcycles. That's and right. Bicyclists and stuff like that. Yep, for the pine. I got you. I read that, and my dyslexia, ADD went. Anyway, so it happens. But yeah, I would need like a snowblower that ran right into a chipper. But it's a mess, and I got the front yard looking decent, and then the driveway, and then my neighbor right across the street and the one across the road. We got the road, our whole road. We cleaned it all off, so made a nice driveway for the mailman to get through, the recycle guy, and so that way they weren't driving through all that crap.
Whenever I pulled up here tonight, I'm like, wow, I can see his driveway now.
Yeah. We put a lot of love into fixing up our little neighborhood. So, but all right, well, let's get out of here. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Thoughts and prayers for the other keto guys. They got family stuff going on, lots of good things. So just keep in your prayers. I had something I was going to say that was inspiring, but I don't know what it was. I don't know. I'm hearing crickets. I don't know.
Just be good, people.
Yeah. Be better than you deserve. Be that. What was the thing? Be the person that you needed when you were that age. when you were young or coming up. Be that person. And we can all do better. Right, Cast Iron Kev? All right, so we'll talk to y'all later. Remember, there's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on! Y'all are awesome. Have a great week, and we will catch you all
Have a great week, guys.
on the next one.